You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Imaging Services, Mahalo Wellness, Chiro Health USA, The Goodman Factor, Chiro Moguls, Local Gold, Chiro Thin, McCaffrey's Clinical Mentoring, and Chiropractic Rocks. Let's hustle.
All right, so I'm live here with Dr. Tory Robson with the Winner's Edge. And you're coming in today, my friend, from Minneapolis at your control station.
Yeah, my home command center, you might call it.
And I'm coming in from Colorado, which is the Rocky Mountain State.
Beautiful.
And out here in beautiful Grand Junction.
Love it. Been out there. In fact, a lot of people know me because of these Dobermans I have. And when I got them, I went from Denver, drove through Grand Junction to visit a couple of our client offices, and then headed down south of Salt Lake City to pick out these Dobermans. And so I love the area there. You're kind of in that plateau as you come out of the mountains, right? Then you head back down if you want to head down into the Salt Lake area. Love it out there. So great talking to you, Jim.
Yeah, thanks for having me today. I know that you guys are doing great work out there with chiropractors and helping them be successful in this era where there's so much disruption. And I know that you're bringing a lot of clarity and actually helping your offices grow. So
No doubt.
I think having you on is going to help a lot of people find some clarity within the madness that we're all experiencing right now.
Well, I say that other people are experiencing the madness. All the stuff that's going on is something that's what like normal and regular people have going on. I don't have that going on. It's like I'm in a submarine going under the water and I'm observing all of this, but I'm not getting wet. And that's the mentality to have. And that's what we want our offices to have. It's an opportunity to bring out your best, to take care of your people and your communities. Okay. And then of course they will anchor to you. People naturally migrate. We learned this from Dr. Lipton in his beautiful little story about how people get sick, where cells migrate toward what is nutritious and cells migrate away from what's toxic. People migrate toward other people who are nutritious. So we want you to be nutritious, and it's really easy to do if you just know what to do.
Yeah, when we were joining each other today, I said, hey, everything's coming our way. And you're like, yeah, it sure is. And I was like, so is it okay if we talk about like success in chiropractic business today? And you're like, yeah, sure, ask me anything.
Yeah.
So I know that one of the things we want to touch on is promoting. And the promoting now is something I think that we should share with our audience today, because a lot of people are really confused as to what steps to take. And I hear that 30% of chiropractors are going out of business.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't be if they were hanging out with me. But anyway, here's the situation. Immediately in any circumstance like this, we're going to go after our current people. Too many people are worried about market. No, your existing people, they must connect to you. They must anchor to you. They must seek you as the big oak tree to find shade under, the one who's stable and solid and reliable. And we do that, number one, by sending out mailing. We're going to mail information to our people. Chiropractic immune system information, chiropractic awesomeness, chiropractic brochures, anything. We have kind of a whole sequence of this. You're going to get physical stuff touching their hands, like real chiropractors used to do back when the biggest practices on earth were built. We get mail into people's hands, number one. Number two, we're going to call every single patient ourselves and simply say, how are you doing? I guarantee you the dentist ain't doing that, and neither is anybody else. That simple phone call of just calling and saying, how are you doing? And letting them talk and express what's going on. And then you bring it back and anchor to, hey, anything is ever bugging you, you call me, you come in and see me, because chiropractic in your life is what enables you to navigate all of these situations better. So we're going to mail, we're going to call everybody. Then we're going to use video. It's an unbelievable thing, Jim. I remember way back when, in fact, I have these at my office, old VHS cassettes of me doing talks. I recorded them 19 years ago. I've had a website video, a homepage video on my website since like 2009, 10. Almost nobody else does. How much does it cost to make a video? Nothing. How much does it cost to email it to your patients? Nothing. How many chiropractors have any decent videos? Not 5 in 100. The ultimate tool in the history of the universe is available to us basically for free. We can get the video to our patients basically for free, and nobody has anything that's worth jack. It's unbelievable. So we want to use either the Zoom platform, there's other ways to do it, to make educational videos to send to our people. Your people don't know anything. They don't know what chiropractic is. They don't know what subluxation is. In fact, half of you listening don't know what subluxation is. You know what you would say? Oh, joint space disrelationship or positional dyskinesia. Nobody knows what that means. Subluxation, sub, less than, under. Lux, light, life, energy. Ation, ion, positron, negatron, energy. A state of positive, negative. It's a state of less light, life, and energy in the body. That's what subluxation is. The word defines itself. But do any of your patients know that? And the answer is no, they don't. Okay? So they're out there wondering who to look to, wondering who to gravitate to, wondering who to follow. You know, are you going to let them listen to everything that's on CNN? Or are you going to give them something useful that's valuable for them right now? Okay. And so we're going to mail, we're going to call, and we're going to make some nice little videos, and out they go. I just made a thing the second this started to shake down, the Chiropractic Survival and Success Guide, at least over 1,000 chiropractors. I made it for free for the profession, 43 videos, of which 34 videos that are the exact videos you can copy to email to your patients. I've already made them. All you gotta do is copy them. And I give this out to the profession absolutely for free because I'm committed to the success of all chiropractors, not just the ones that are in my group. So I'm glad you asked that question. We promote now to our current people. We take care of the old mail if we want any chance of getting any new mail. And of course, we have strategies for that too, primarily using social media because we don't have a lot of angles to be walking into businesses and doing those things right now. But no problem. If you take care of your current people, believe me, you'll have no problem with new people. I just had this morning, 6 new ones started. Just one of our new guys, 14 reports in one day. Another one of our guys, 16 new ones in one day last week. Okay, plus 10 reports that all signed up. Okay, we got people, they're shattering records. Best collection month, best collection day, best visits day, first day over 100 visits in a day. One of our guys out in Delano, Minnesota. I mean, it's why superior systems, superior attitude. Winner's edge is attitude. We are an attitude. The winner's edge chiropractor always finds out a way to win. With our luck, everything will work out perfectly. Every time our phones ring, we get new people and all. See, it's an attitude, and that is the key, along with great systems and great support people like yourself bringing good information to people.
I appreciate the consistency in your messaging. And I think that people kind of have to understand that old school marketing is still real.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Like mailers.
Are you kidding me? How many, hold on. How many of you offices out there listening have a brochure? Send me your office brochure that you made. Oh yeah, you don't have one. Even though in the past, if you had a business card and a brochure, you could build a monstrous practice. What do we learn from Fred Barge? Are you the doctor? Once you reach 35 visits a week, you should never have to advertise again because you can work the practice and get the results and draw the referrals and bring in those families and build that trust so people naturally want to follow you and seek you out for anything, which is our idea.
And then you get yourself to 100 patient visits in a day.
Course.
And then you look at your diploma and you're very proud of that.
Oh.
And I think a lot of times when a guy or a gal graduates, they get stuck in this idea of where are the people going to come from. And then they look at this diploma on the wall while they're sitting there wringing their hands, wondering where the new ones are coming from.
They're endless. We have one of our top guns of many. Okay, I would probably have to say as a group of chiropractors, the level of success in our group, the concentration is as high as any group possibly ever in the history of chiropractic. One of our guys is in a town of like 906 people. Now he's seeing his 400 visits a week, right? But let me ask you this, 900 people, and he's had approaching now at least 10,000 new patients since he started there. How do you do that in a town of 900? The reason is because the people in an area is infinite. It's always flowing through. The river always flows, but the ocean never flows, flows over, you might say. The water goes into the sea, but the sea is never overflows. See, water, people are always flowing through a community. There are endless people around you continuously. And we simply want to put a little diverter in there with our chiropractic awesomeness, bring people in, have great systems that allow us to get great results and do it in a timely way, which allows us to see a handful more people than maybe a lot of offices might because they're basically slow.
So you're saying that the bottleneck is really poor mindset and lack of systems.
Yeah. Attitude is all. Okay. Attitude. Well, think about you. Who do you want to go to for a dermatologist? Who do you want to go to for a dentist? Who do you want to do? You got a motorcycle, you want to get work done. Who do you want? Everybody wants to go to the men and women who are into their work. See, it's just like Sid Williams, you say, you may think you're into chiropractic, but I promise you, you got to get chiropractic into you. Okay. You got to find yourself on the center of this thing called chiropractic. Okay. And those people like that we miss today because they had it right. And we have to anchor to that, and we have to perpetuate that day to day in our offices. There's nothing more noble, I think, for a chiropractor to do than to build a big, powerful practice that reaches thousands and thousands of people. That's what's best for the upcoming chiropractors. That's what's best for your community. And ultimately, that's what's best for you and your life and your future lifestyle.
And I couldn't agree more. I think what you're saying needs to be heard, and we need to keep on perpetuating this message that chiropractic is in a huge I can't even put words to it because chiropractic is so necessary right now. That's a big need that people are talking about. Is it essential?
Organic original.
Is it essential? Is it necessary?
Of course. It's a phenomenon. A person comes in. They used to have lightning bolts of pain going down the back of their right leg. I look down at the guy and I say, Ron, it's all gone. Is that not amazing? I used my bare hands. You drove up, you parked 10 feet from the door, you paid $40. I did something with my bare hands and that's gone. And you're back to work and things are vital and active and exciting and relationships are better and playing with your kid. And I just used my bare hands. Is that not a phenomenon? Is that not something to be awed? You got lightning bolts in your hands and there's chiropractors running around. Oh no, there's a germ out there and people don't want to come and see me. Yeah, there's a germ out there. And that's exactly why they have to come in and see you if you got your head right, systems right, and everything else that we teach here.
That's great, man. And I know that one of the topics we were talking about is being awesome. And that's just it. Is when you are awesome and you deliver the goods to people. What'd you say? 34 people can grow the practice from Fred Barge?
Well, Barge says, and as Are You the Doctor, once you hit 35 visits a week, you shouldn't ever have to advertise again.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And then you're talking about reaching out, doing phone calls.
Yeah.
Let's just talk a little bit about the process of doing those phone calls and how that really helps connect with the community again.
Well, what's going to happen is we're going to always print out what we call a patient list. That's every single patient you have ever seen, not the last 6 months, everybody forever. And then what you do, number one, is you're going to grab a brand new fresh highlighter. Okay. Nice new highlighter. Okay. And you're going to highlight the name of every single person that's either coming in or that you'd like to see again. Now, by the way, just you highlighting these names and thinking about these people, you watch your phone ring. Okay. So this is step number one. You're going to highlight all the names. You're going to sit down with them. And of course, in the evening or even during the afternoon, anytime after 4 or 5 o'clock, you're going to use normally your cell phone, because you want people to see that you called on a personal level from your cell phone and that they now have your cell phone number should they ever need to call or text you for anything. Very few will ever do it, but if they do, it's usually very legit and it's worthwhile. And we're going to simply call and say, hey, this is Dr. Awesome here. I just want to call and seeing all of us here. We just want to see how you're doing. How's everything affecting you here? Blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, you are the solution. Oh, your kid's this. I'm the solution. Oh, your work is expanding because you have a product that people are buying all the time now. We're the solution because of this extra stress. Oh, things are down. We're the solution. And we can always figure out a way to allow people to afford care because you're the solution for whatever it is that they say. Okay, so all the calls are made. You feel good. You reached out. They love it. It's warm. And just your thought process of reaching and expanding and caring will obviously, through the law of cause and effect, you're going to have to get a return. You want to have causes that bring return. If you don't have good numbers in your practice right now, well, you caused it because you didn't do anything to cause bigger numbers. So let's engage some causes. Mail going out, all the calls, video. We have a whole process on how to make videos and all the technicalities there. All right. And then, of course, then we move on to what we're doing once the people are sitting in front of us. And then that's when the reports got to be sharper. The office visits have to be tight. You got to look better. Your breath has to be better. Your fingernails have to be cut better. You got to have the team sharper. Your office needs to be more clean. It needs to smell better. We got to bring people in. Most chiropractors, really, when you analyze it, wouldn't even go to themselves. They want something else. They want something different than the very thing they sell. Oh, I make people wait till tomorrow to go over their x-rays and adjust them for the first time. Well, if you had a blistering headache, wouldn't you want to get adjusted today? Be congruent. Okay, the days of waiting for to show people their x-rays, that was because you had a manual processor and you couldn't process the x-rays till later on in the day. They wouldn't be ready till tomorrow. Now the images flash on the screen immediately. So we're in the Applebee's are boarded up. In fact, I park in the boarded up Applebee's parking lot so I can walk across it to go to the Chipotle and stand in line out the door, which, by the way, there's still a line out the door for people picking up their takeout orders, just like as if it was open. I absolutely love it. Okay, so we have to have a new level of awesomeness, and it means every one of your procedures sucks. It all needs to be redone. Nothing is good enough anymore. It never will be again. You got to go to another level. Okay, and we know what that other level is, and we teach it. And we have the success delivery. I have 700 videos on how to do all this, plus our books. All these things that we have to get the information to get you to the next level, plus the promotion. And then if you don't know what to do with the money, it's all going to be a waste anyway, but that's another conversation.
Well, we were going to talk a little bit about the money flow.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I know that that's something that most people just don't know how to manage.
No,
and
most chiropractors end up broke. Isn't that sad? 41 years of unbelievably unselfish service to the masses, all the time, all the hours, working late, the weekends, the seminars, the trainings, the physical getting beat up from doing this and leaning over people year after year. And 9 out of 10 chiropractors don't have anything to show for it at the age of 70.
Wow.
Except for the people in my group. And a few others out there that slip through the cracks. There's systems. And who taught you this? You have to learn this. And here's the trouble, Jim, is chiropractors many times are not willing to pay to learn what they need to know. You had to pay to learn how to get an education. You got to pay to learn how to do this stuff. You're not going to learn it. Very few will have it naturally. I didn't know anything. My parents, I love it, but I didn't learn what I needed to learn to be successful with a small business. I've had to pay, and I've paid. Okay, look behind me. That's just one of like 3 of these things, top to bottom. There's $100,000 of stuff, at least in that one rack right there of seminars, manuals, CDs. I mean, all that stuff. Okay. So we pay to learn the superior systems that allow us to accumulate, improve the net worth, and of course, eliminate debt. And our debt elimination system, our accumulation, the way we do our accounting, the way your payroll is done, there's a system, and you have to have the system in place. See, if you have a pretty 20-story building, who cares about the pretty glass? It's what's happening underground you don't see that makes or breaks the success of that building. The sewer, the power coming in, the gas lines, the water supply. You can't see it. And in a chiropractic office, it's everything you can't see that makes or breaks the place or provides its stability. And that's how your money flow is. Automatic giving, the saving, the debt elimination strategy, how your payroll is done, how all the accounting is done, the automated tax deposits. So your net worth is growing systematically over time so you can be proud of what you do and not look out the window years down the road with a tear in your eye full of regret because you know you screwed up. And then you lie to yourself and say, there's more important things than money. Yeah, that's what people say when they screwed up because they don't have any, okay? But you want to end up financially solid for yourself and your family. It's not about the money, but we do have to deal with money, so we want to deal with it smartly.
You've made it to Chiro Hustle Live. Sit back and learn from the greatest influencers in the profession. This week's episode is brought to you by Imaging Services, Mahalo Wellness, Chiro Health USA, The Goodman Factor, Chiro Moguls, Local Gold, Chiro Thin, McCaffrey's Clinical Mentoring, and Chiropractic Rocks. Let's hustle.
I'm learning just talking to you. I think that what you're offering to people right now on this interview is something very special. I really believe that when people think about any type of business, you could go out there and start a lawn service. If you follow these principles, you could take the whole town over.
Yes. The principles are universal. People will call and say, Tory, you're going to make me use your system? There's only one way to the top of the mountain. Okay? Spend less than you make. There. It's a science. Now, how you do that as a chiropractor is much more complex. Okay, how is your auto giving set up? How is the auto saving? What amounts going where? How is your debt elimination strategy? What amounts going where from what accounts? What accounts should you even have in the first place? Okay, then of course, how are you paying tax? See, at Winter's Edge, we automatically pay our state and federal taxes weekly. We get paid weekly. We get the money from the business into our personal account as fast as we can weekly. So then we save weekly, we pay debt weekly. We literally double or quadruple the speed of the flow of money. See, follow this. Okay, money is sometimes known as currency. Okay, currency. The currency is actually controlled by the banks. The flow of the currency is controlled by the banks. Water flows. It has current, you see. The flow of the water is also controlled by the banks. Okay, it's a fascinating thing that's true in nature. And if something is true in nature, it's true everywhere. So we have to have this flowing properly. So as money comes into the practice, it's all flowing beautifully. And then, and only then, regardless of the genius Facebook ad you think you've created, will you ever grow, because you have to increase your scalability and organization of the money flow to prepare to receive. Oh, I know what to do if I have more money. No, you don't, because if you did, you'd already have it. You got to think. Okay, you got these chiropractors that are seeing 100, 150 visits a week after 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and somehow they think that they're going to grow out of nowhere. No, you're going to have to change things. And one of the first things we change is how your money flows, because that's what's jacked up, causing practice constipation that keeps the stuff from coming in the front, because you don't know what to do with the income that it will create at the end. So we have to have all of this in order, all the money flow in order, all the stuff in the office in order, and of course, all the promotion. And we have all three of those in place. It's time to rock and roll, baby.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you find that the clients that you work with implementing the strategies and systems that are in the winner's edge, they're
become millionaires? Yes.
And their support
have
staff.
Lower stress? Yes. Work less hours? Yes. Donate more money? Yes. Have kids involved in programs that many chiropractic kids aren't? Yes. Okay. Sleep easier at night? Yes. Are more excited about the future? Yes. Have a more graceful practice? Yes. Pay their team more? Yes. So that their kids can do stuff that most kids can't? Yes. You mean that stuff, Jim? Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah. My angle is towards the support staff. And I think that that's something a lot of chiropractors, they kind of, they don't know how to get an associate. They don't know how to, substantiate help.
Oh, sure.
And before they know it, they're pissed at their associate because
of course.
They became an indentured servant employee.
Yes.
And they don't know how to manage the front desk, because the front desk now sees how much money's coming across the board. And then they become the culprit.
Killing me. Of course. Because there's a way to do these things. There's a time for the hiring for each person in the office. If we're going to have a second doctor, there's a way to do this mathematically, square footage, flow. It has to be done right, or you're just going to find, and here's what chiropractors love to do. They love to find more expensive ways, more stressful ways to take home less money. Way to go, genius. No, this is all known. It is a science. It's A plus B equals C. And that's true of associates. It's true with team. It's true of your hours. It's true of your codes and fees and your billing. There is like a best way to do these things. But you're the artist. You're the artist. I'm just the person that shows you how to have a successful art shop. And those principles are universal for any small business.
So let me go to a fast bonus round with you. You're on an elevator with a fourth quarter student. What's the number one thing you tell them?
Technique. They've got to get good enough at something that people will actually pay for it. When I was in chiropractic college, it was technique, 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 portable tables everywhere, everybody adjusting, arguing in the cafeteria about this adjustment being better than that adjustment. It was the pursuit of technical skill. But now it's just like, oh, I got to pass these classes and I just go out and people will come and see me. But you don't know how to do anything that's good enough that anybody would pay for. So at that point, it's understanding you have to everybody is a specimen, okay? It's whatever on the right and on the left. You have to get good so that you actually have something that people want to pay for. Let's go down to Target, everybody, and see how long it takes you to get someone to go back to your apartment, student, and pay you $50 to work on their neck. Well, that's reality when you graduate. So it's going to be at that point, it's going to be clubs, seminars, trainings, watching great chiropractors, getting into the technical elements that you want. Maybe you might be an upper cervical. You might want to be a Nuka person. You might be a Thompson. You might be a Gonstetter. Great. Whatever it is, Atlas orthogonal, yes. Okay, but let's be the best. Let's just devour the seminars. Okay, and let's become an expert at it, an absolute expert. So when you get out, you know what to do with people. Now, then you hang with me and all of the stuff that provides the brick and mortar place that allows you to exercise and showcase those skills. Well, we've got that ready to go for you. So it's that, plus your philosophical foundation, belief system, and all that. We have students that join with us for a second try. Okay, why? Because they know you got to learn as much as you can to be successful, and you don't have a lot of time. And, we have people call at the end. Of course, we have people call, 40 years in practice. But the sooner you start on your pursuit of, sheer personal development and chiropractic awesomeness, well, obviously, the better you're going to be.
So number one book that you've read for chiropractic that you didn't write?
There's a great jiu-jitsu guy. His name is Gordon Ryan. He's known as the top no-gi grappler in the world. In fact, when he gets interviewed, people ask, who's the best no-gi grappler in the world whose name isn't Gordon Ryan? It's hilarious. Well, at the very beginning of this, and I have a list of all the key books for our clients, all the best videos, the links to the free YouTube videos, the best audios in the history, okay, of success for all of our people. So we have the success machine rolling. But that first book, Are You the Doctor? That would be phase one, okay? Well, I have a book here that maybe some people have heard of, except I have this version. This is Joe Strauss's commentaries on Stevenson's chiropractic textbook. It sits on my desk. It's never closed. I never stop reading it. Okay, 20 plus years in, I could retire, and here I am, okay, going over Joe Strauss's commentaries on Stevenson's chiropractic textbook. But that's another story, okay? Other great books here for the chiropractor. There's so many that it's unbelievable. The Magic of Believing by Claude Bristol, The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Of course, How to Solve All Your Money Problems Forever, The Richest Man in Babylon, Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz, the original from 1960. Okay, just the best teachings in history. All right, is what we're after. But it really probably, if I were going to have anybody read one book right now that tied in, it would be The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles from 1910. I've actually made a version of this that has chiropractic questions. We give our books. In fact, all three of my books are free for any chiropractor in the world who asks. My books are the most popular books in chiropractic today. Over 8,000 have gone out in the last year or so. 8,000. And I gave away every one of them. I printed them. We sent them. We mailed them. Cases to students because I want to help the entire profession through the books and through our videos. So there you go.
And that goes back to the adage of you can't outgive the giver.
Oh, yeah. The hole you give through is the hole you receive through.
And I do have your books, so thank you for sending them to me as well.
Oh, appreciate you.
So chiropractic, you shared wisdom of how to make success. You shared wisdom on what you can actually sell, which is the adjustment. And you've talked about how you formulate concept to educate. At that point, I guess I'm really curious into asking you, I know you paraphrased Sid Williams earlier, and you talked about the success of Are You the Doctor? Uh-huh. And who are your chiropractic heroes, and who opened up the door for you to come into chiropractic?
Well, I was going to college at Montana State. I was also in the Air Force at the same time. I was in the Air Force while I was going to college at Montana State. My back was bugging me like crazy, doing heavy squats, crazy stuff in the gym I shouldn't have been doing, Air Force responsibilities. And I was dating a girl. In fact, her name was Tory, T-O-R-I. I'm T-O-R-Y. Her dad came to town, mom and dad, to go to a football game or something at the university. And he walked in, and they didn't even hug or kiss. She walked in, hadn't seen him for months, sat in a chair. He went crunch. I went wow. Then the hugs and kisses started. The chiropractic happened first, then the hugs and kisses. It was unbelievable. Okay. It was known. I'm here. I adjust you immediately. Then it's time for the small talk, you being my daughter. I went wow. Never seen anything like it. He laid me on a futon couch, made some great adjustments. I went wow. He goes, you might want to think about doing that for a living. And I was on it right then. Got my honorable discharge from the Air Force. Graduated from Montana State. I actually graduated in business. I went to college to be an architect. Who would have ever guessed I sit there and design floor plans around the country all the time now? Graduated in business, go become a chiropractor. Knew I was going to be good at it. Knew I was going to be into it. I'm as into it now as ever. I'm as excited. I was just calling my team as I was coming back. I'm as excited about chiropractic as ever. I mean, as ever. I mean, I'm full on Doberman aggressive. That's why we got this whole Doberman philosophy here. We're vicious for that. Okay. And I've been as excited. In fact, I had the guy on the line, Bob Larson, 50th year in practice, wants to come and talk at our seminar coming up here in August. And I'm going, as much time as you'd like, sir. Okay. And he's still excited. He's excited to talk. 50 years in, as excited as he was in 1968, 69. I love it. I absolutely love it.
What a great story. I guess let's turn the page, and I'm going to be selfish.
Hurry up. I got people waiting.
Okay. I'm going to be selfish for a second. What can we do to get our message out to more people with Chiro Hustle?
Okay. Well, I'd have to sit and ponder that a little bit and see what our avenues were. But to get the Chiro Hustle message out, well, there's what can we do in person by having a booth at every major chiropractic event there is, okay? With some sort of cool booklet or giveaway that gets in everybody's hands as they walk by. Physical hitting the streets like a chiropractor may do a screening. It's physically being at all the major chiropractic events with something that they get in a cool booklet that's valuable for them. Okay, that's a giveaway that has all your information and whatnot. So we're going to physically hit the streets. So we've got that going. Next, we're going to make sure that we're building our list of chiropractors around the country, and we're going to be emailing them with something valuable periodically, not to the point of annoying, but something that's useful for them. And of course, asking them to forward it to all their chiropractic friends, because you're offering something here that's free. Look what people are learning here, and you're doing it basically for free. Is that not incredible? So how could that not be shared with people's chiropractic friends? All right. So we have the list that you're building. Then, of course, you're going to have Facebook ads simultaneously with Instagram, promoting what you're doing and giving people, again, something valuable to become a part of the Chiro Hustle universe here. And look at the variety, the different practitioners in chiropractic that you've got speaking, the different angles, the one little nugget that anybody may reveal to you can be the thing that changes the course of your life. Just like Bob Larson, in a split second, changed the course of my life. What do I owe him for that? We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him, because he cared enough about me to put me on the futon versus just adjust his daughter and say, let's go eat. Okay. He cared enough about me. And so I dedicated the rest of my life to helping people the same way Bob Larson of Billings, Montana helped me. That's the story. All right. So there's several different angles here, but you stay the course. I get called the stealth consultant. People walk into our seminar room and they look at the people and go, geez, what? I never heard about you. How is this? We're like this we're like Area 51. We're like this phenomenon, but nobody knows about it because I just stay the course. It's one office. It's one ultra success at a time. I'm not out to become super popular. It grows, and it just hits a point where it cannot be denied. And that's what's happening with you. You grow, and you just have people becoming part of your world. You've got the stuff on the website that people can go back and watch. You're building a portal for chiropractors to anchor to. Okay, I have 700 videos on my website going back to 2008-9. How many videos do you have? If it gives you an idea what your potential is to what you can have as a library of success for the profession. So we can talk more about that some other time, but I think you get the idea.
I thank you so much for being on with me today. If you guys want to learn more about what Dr. Tory's doing, Winner's Edge website's up in the description of this Facebook Live. If you guys are watching this on replay, hashtag replay in the comments. If you found some value in this conversation today, hashtag value in the comment section. And please hit the share button so more people can see what Dr. Tory and I had a chance to discuss today. Let's get back to the basics again. Go old school marketing. Understand the new school marketing has to be implemented as well, but you have to have strategy around it. And the Winner's Edge is that solution for you guys that are looking out there as to how can I become more cash fluid and more awesome in my procedures to where I can have a greater impact on more people's lives around my community and your community. With that being said, I'm going to close out by saying you guys are just one story away. Keep hustling. We'll see you on the next one, Tory.
Rock and roll. Thank you, Jim.
Yep.
Thank you for listening to Chiro Hustle Live. Don't forget to subscribe and check back next week to continue hustling.